that rifle close. What's that?
The one that attacked me. I managed to trap him in here. His face. I'm not seeing things, right? That's Chen.
You can't help him, Hammond. He's...
You're right. I should... The hell with it.
Escape pod 47 launched.
I worked with him for years. Johnston, too.
Positive anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
What's that? A recording? Huh. Must be the marker they dug up.
So it is the same. That marker. That's the symbol of the Church of Unitology.
It didn't take you for...
That's not good.
Cole?
She dead.
I'm here.
She goddamn dead. That's not good at all. That means old Isaac Clarke is going a bit schizophrenic.
Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero gravity. for your patience. Bridge. Now arriving at the bridge.
I kind of also really appreciate the science fiction element of what we're trying to do here is bring a defense system for asteroids back online. Now, a defense system for asteroids has to be fucking impressive as shit. Like, due to the lack of friction in space, particles can get up to extremely high velocities, and because they can get up to extremely high velocities, they can go through spaceships like fucking easy peasy, right? So this, like, asteroid defense system is fucking very, very, very important. It also has to be very technically sound as well, because, like, the smallest thing is traveling at, like, near the speed of light can fucking obliterate shit, right? They'll have so much fucking energy. And, like, there's no, yeah, as I said before, there's no friction in space. There's nothing to slow everything down in space. There was, like, a Warhammer. It was, like, one of the Legion of the Damned novels. And how they ended up fucking up a, invasion. It was a Cornite invasion, and how they ended up fucking up the Cornite fleet was they started a debris storm in the orbit, and that fucked up all of the ships in orbit. And that's just like a sound thing, like, in space. Don't stress, that's just a brute. They're fucking piss easy, kind of. I mean, they do a lot of damage if they can fucking hit you, but, you know, most of the time you see them coming and then you fucking just kind of stasis them and then shoot them in the back and they fucking die. It's awkward, because, like, when you buy the weapon upgrades, you get a free fucking node with them, right? But I don't really want to buy the weapon upgrades for weapons I'm not going to use. It feels like a fucking waste for some reason. I guess it's not really, because it's only like 100 or 200 extra credits.
You okay?
Still, I kind of just stick to the weapons I use. It's also a nice touch for the game that it demonstrates how dangerous fucking asteroids are in space. That they can just fucking blast right through into the fucking ship, and if there were no, like, automatic repressurization and sealing off system, this whole fucking section would just be, you know, vented into outer space. You'd have no oxygen, that sort of deal. It's like, it adds to the sci-fi horror element. Fucking sci-fi horror elements are fucking awesome in games. They're, like, awesome in games and movies and shit as well. It's very, very underrated. Like, only, like, a couple of movies really, like, highlight the sci-fi horror elements. Like movies like Sunshine, where they fucking, you know, they're literally doing, you know, arbitrage because they're, like, running out of oxygen. They're, like, saying, okay, we have enough oxygen to get these people this far, that sort of deal. Because their little fern thing that they're running that recycles carbon dioxide gets absolutely torched by the sun. But yeah, I fucking love sci-fi horror.
Isaac. Sorry. Shit.
No, keep that rifle close. What's that?
The one that attacked me. I managed to trap him in here. His face. I'm not seeing things, right? That's Chen.
You can't help him, Hammond. He's...
You're right. I should... The hell with it.
Escape pod 47 launched.
I worked with him for years. Johnston, too. At least she was spared becoming a monster.
We're gonna fix this, Hammond. For them.
Yeah. Come on. The ADS cannons. I can hold this position for a while, if no more asteroids come through the roof. Here. All I can tell is the ADS power routing is shut.
Well, the administration systems aren't doing much. We could redirect power from there. I'd need to rewire the junction boxes, but we get the ADS cannons back.
Good. Isaac, about what Daniel said. I don't know about any illegal mining or the marker. I swear, I'm just here for a repair mission.
Look, Hammond, I don't know you or Daniels well enough to judge, but CEC had to know about the marker.
The company maybe, but shit like that's above my pay grade. Look, we can get into it later. You'll need a way down to those junction boxes. You can turn the atrium elevators back on from security. You'll have full access. I found a CEC executive key card. I'll upgrade your clearance.
And you upgraded yours already?
Yeah, just in case. And Isaac? I heard something up there. Something big. Watch your back.
Alright, I'm gonna say it. Hammond's probably a fucking diversity hire, right? He's fucking useless. He can't do shit. Like, the one thing he does is he vents Chen into space, right? Chen gets picked up by, like, the rescue team, and the rescue team gets fucked up by Chen. And then we have to deal with, like, fucking, you know, super fast, like, Zeke fucking Necromorph fucking things.
Activated.
As you can see, brutes are quite handleable if you have enough stasis and stasis packs, etc. We don't really have a fucking answer to stasis, we're being honest. Yeah, you usually want to take one arm out. Like, we handled that one pretty quick, but there's like a bunch of different phases that you can go through. Like, if you take one arm out, it can start like shielding up from the front and spitting shit. I guess that's more if you take its legs out, because you can take its legs out as well. But yeah, who knows. Anyway, what we were talking about. Oh yeah, Hammond being a fucking diversity hire. Yeah, that son of a bitch is a diversity hire big time.
God's sakes, Ben, listen to yourself. The Ishimura's in crisis, you've cut us off. By Maritime Law Article 5469, I, Dr. Terrence Kine, hereby declare Captain Benjamin Matthias, unfit for duty.
Heretic!
Hold him. Ben, you're not yourself. Let me help you.
Traitors, get your hands off me! This is my ship!
Oh my God, you, Ben. You saw I was trying to help him. Doctor, you just killed the captain. We have to take you in. You can't. If the others from the church get a hold of me. Stop!
So, the main point to take away from the whole Benjamin Matthias, mutiny sort of deal is basically, humans, when you quarantine them, react very, defensively of the individual. They don't really like to be treated as part of a collective. Yeah. So, they always typically react badly to that sort of shit. So, like lockdowns are a perfect example. Like, not that the lockdowns were fucking necessary or anything like that. I better be careful what I say on fucking YouTube, because I've had fucking one video taken down, eh? Mind you, I was also shit talking YouTube's, let's say, reach in that video as well. But just say, like, when you do totalitarian policy in the name of, disgust response disease control, let's say, humans don't like that shit. They really don't like when you infringe on, well, it's mainly America that has the Bill of Rights, but, I think every country should have, like, a standardized Bill of Rights. Like, just so we know when cunts are becoming totalitarian, right? But people really don't like that. And, like, one of the, I won't say justified, but let's say more justified than usual, cases of, voiding individual rights in the name of the collective is, due to a disease response. Like, shit like the Spanish flu killed fucking tens of millions, right? Like, that's like a reasonable threat. And even though COVID turned out not to be that bad, like, it could have been like a Spanish flu. It could have, triggered the same thing that the Spanish flu did, like a cytokine, type storm. Like, the fact that it's all, gain of function research shit that they literally fucking made in the lab. Yeah, like, don't trust government as far as you can throw the cunts, but, like, I'm trying not to get political with my Dead Space playthrough. That's for my Last of Us 2 runs.
Isaac, I'm reading electrical hazards on the floor ahead of you.
60-year-old dead lady doesn't play well with power surges.
Watch your step.
Pack it in. Pack it all in. Fucking game's over. I've got the contact beam. Yeah, that fucking gun's great. Look, the Ripper is actually fucking really good value for ammo, but there's something about it. I don't quite like it. Like, I prefer the plasma cut or whatever. Like, I guess it's the variability in the potential damage output of it. Like, I'm not 100% sure why, like, the Ripper Like, I don't hate it, but I prefer to use other guns. But it fucking handles shit, I tell ya. It does a lot of damage per shot, put it that way. Because, like, what? With 2 shots, we handle 2 Necromorphs. That's basically, like... And it's pretty much fucking unupgraded at the moment as well. It's pretty much, like, default, you know, base damage. Like, it does damage. But, yeah. I guess it's because it's got, like, a short range. It's like a... It's not necessarily a melee weapon, but it's like melee range weapon. They've got to be fucking really close to use it. Righto, so, fun tip, an infector eventually spawns within this area. And what the infector does is basically infects corpses and makes these like stronger type black like necromorphs. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything racial about that, but let's just say they're black, alright? Sake of argument, let's assume they're fast twitch necromorphs. And they take like a ton of ammo to put down. Like they're tougher than regular ones. But in order to spawn them, the infector, I'm not sure what it's called, I'm pretty sure it's called an infector. The infector type necromorph needs corpses to infect. It's like the same one that infects the captain's rig. And then, you know, you have to take that one out in the morgue earlier. Yeah, so if you put them in like an electrical field or whatever, like a hazard, or let's say you trap it, you get the line gun later on, you put them in a corner and then you put line gun, what are they? Line gun trap. They're not trap mines, it just like sort of sets out like a flare. You put those around the bodies. It will stop the, you know, the little fucking shit infected bastards infecting the bodies. So that's just like an easy way to deal with them, basically. Mind you, some of the areas where they get access to dead bodies, there's like a fucking ton of dead bodies. You come across like a crazy science dude later on, Dr. Mercer, I think his name is. And he, like, fucking winds up killing, like, a bunch of the schizophrenic people. Like, in sort of like a fucking... I don't know if you'd call it a mercy killing. Like, schizophrenic people have, like, a fucking 50% suicide rate. And the time they attempt suicide is when they are... what's the word? When they are sort of in their saner moments, they're not hearing as many voices, sort of deal. And like that's pretty horrible, you know, to say, but it like adds to the horror element, the crossover with reality, let's say. In their more sane, you know, viable moments, that's when they tend to commit suicide, schizophrenic people. So, like, old Mercer's just, you know, knocking them off, I guess. Like, Mercy killing them. Because they're all driven, you know, sort of schizophrenic by the marker. And in one area, there's just, like, a fucking ton of dead bodies. He's killed, like, 30 people. Like, he's like a fucking piece of shit, that guy, right? He's, like, either a piece of shit or really committed, let's say. And, there's like 2 infectors that get loose and they can fucking infect all 30 of the fucking dead bodies around. And you gotta like kill them quick before they can get too many. Usually you get them before they get too many, but yeah. Like what you can do is move them all into a corner and then mine up the corner with the line gun so that, you know, get to the bodies.
Clearance confirmed.
So basically that's flavor text saying how fast the Necromorphs spread and how quickly they took out security, leaving only the civilian miners left. Like, the miners, I guess, don't yet know how effective the mining tools are on the Necromorphs, because the Necromorphs can take like shitloads of bullets and shit, right? But they don't last long when you cut off their limbs for some reason. I guess it's just because they can't fucking move without their limbs. It's like, you know, the Return of the Living Dead, I guess, where you cut the arms off and the arms can only like move at the elbow and the wrist, and they're kind of fucking worthless after that. I guess if you cut like a Necromorph's arms and legs off, it's just kind of a torso and it kind of just, you know, bean mans after you. But yeah, that's what that text was about, in case you didn't want to read it. It was basically a miner saying, okay, the mining deck's probably our best hope because it's taken out all security and it's spread super fast over the command deck, basically. It's taken out all the security and all the command at the command deck, leaving them basically rudderless.
Exiting vacuum.
What's that? A recording? Huh. Must be the marker they dug up.
So it is the same. That marker. That's the symbol of the Church of Unitology.
Didn't take you for a believer, Isaac.
My mother was. But if they found this on some alien planet, what does that mean?
That Unitology's onto something?
Unitology's full of shit. Forget it.
Again, I gotta say, I like the religious element to the marker, that it's not just or let's say like a physical artifact that for some reason causes schizophrenia and causes people to lose their minds. I also like that it may have some sort of religious element to it, if you know what I mean. Like, it can, like, it obviously causes like schizophrenia and shit, but its ultimate goal is like a semi-religious goal to unify all flesh into this like one mass, which, you know, kind of like communism. Don't want to say it's like communism, but it's like kind of, you know, trying to unify all flesh into a singular, let's say, social body, social organ. But like the idea itself is, you know, obviously very religious, like generally speaking. Like the idea of unifying all matter and consciousness into one point is, in theory, sort of like heaven. You're like unifying all consciousness in one point where everything's great. Unless you're talking about hell, where you unify all consciousness into one point, which is, you know, all constant suffering. But, you know, unifying all consciousness into one point, it makes just, you know, the regular atheist view of death not seem so bad. Okay, all your consciousness ceases and you have eternal black peace where you don't even know you're dead. I mean, I suppose that's better than, you know, constant suffering of a necromorph singularity, you know, blob organ being. where everything fucking sucks.
Level 3 security clearance required. Clearance confirmed. Clearance confirmed.
Okay, right there. Yes, I did take damage to a brute. Yes, he done a fucking ton of damage to me. I'm almost dead. Yeah, give me a break. He was coming through walls. I wasn't quite ready for it. A couple of drinks deep. Leave me alone, right? But as you can see, the contact beam does a fuck ton of damage. Like, it's one of the better guns on the game. Like, especially if you can hit, like, a weak point. Like, it fucking does, like, Necromorphs in with, like, a couple of hits. And at least you can stun lock them, right? Because you can, like, hit them, and then, you know, it knocks them down, then you charge up the second attack. And then you fucking just hit them again, basically. Like, it does a fucking ton of damage.
Power transferred from electrical systems to ADS cannons.
Okay, I'm seeing a power reroute from the electrical systems.
Just watch the outlets. The grid's unstable.
That's 2. One more system and we'll have power for the ADS.
Isaac, I cracked the Ishimura's MedSci reports. They're a fucking horror show. These things mold any dead tissue into a new form. One kind infects corpses, and the rest...
Make more corpses to infect.
That organic shit on the walls, that's dead tissue too. The crew thought it was a habitat changer. Isaac, I'm gonna run some diagnostics. I think that's death spreading.
Elizabeth, it's Jacob. I came to the bridge looking for you, but it is completely fucked. I'm not sticking around in case whatever did it comes back, and neither should you. It looks like the admin staff went to the mining deck to meet up with the other survivors. I'll head there too.
Cannot
If you aren't
determine
with them,
clearance level.
I'll find a
Master
way to
security
contact you.
override
I
required.
promise.
Yeah, nah, that's definitely my bad. I definitely ruptured that thing's fucking belly and let all the little goonies out. Alrighty, stay tuned for the next bit where I might fucking actually die a couple of times trying to fucking shoot these fucking asteroids.
What about manual targeting?
You want to go out there with all that shit raining down and target the ADS cannons manually?
If I give the cannons enough targeting data, it'll recalibrate the system. You got a better idea?
Christ. I'll open exterior access. I hope you know what you're doing.